Today we're at Minnesota Inboard, and congratulations on your new Axis boat. First and foremost, we want to thank you for your purchase and welcome you to the Minnesota Inboard family. The goal of the video today is to educate you on your new boat's features and operation, some of the basics, and how to maximize your time on the water this summer. We also want to give you some good tips on how to be a respectful boater and use proper etiquette while out on the lake. Once again, welcome to the Minnesota Inboard family. To get started, we're gonna go over a few things that you should be aware of before you go to the lake. Are your batteries charged? Do you have enough fuel for the day? Do you have your drain plugs? And is your sea strainer cleaned? These are 4 of the main things that you should be aware of before you go to the lake. All right, as we prepare to go to the lake, we want to go over the trailer on your Malibu and Axis boats. Between Malibu and Axis, these trailers are almost identical. When you're preparing to go to the lake, you want to make sure that your lights are all working. You want to also make sure that your tow straps on the back of the boat are attached to the swim platform. As we work forward on the trailer, you have guide poles on the side. Each trailer is going to be equipped with a tandem axle setup. You're going to have disc brakes on each tire. Those disc brakes is a surge mechanism with the truck. So when your vehicle slows down, that automatically engages the brakes on the trailer. These trailers are equipped with LED lights throughout. When you work forward to the connection point between the boat and the trailer, there are some essential things that you want to be aware of. You want to make sure that your cables are connected to your vehicle. You want to make sure that the latch for the tow ball is popped down and your pin is fully through the trailer. You want to make sure that your lights are fully connected and that your lights work and your jack stand is properly stowed. Once you know all of these things are connected properly and your lights are working, we're ready to go to the lake. All right, we've made it to the lake. We are backing our boat into the water. Some things that we need to be aware of is putting in your rear drain plug. Right at the back of the boat, in the center, is where the rear drain plug goes. Want to tighten that a little bit past hand tight. We also want to take off our rear transom straps that are connected to the underside of the swim platform. There's 2 of them, 1 on each side. When we've put in the drain plugs, taken off our straps, we're ready to go launch the boat. When we do launch the boat, the ideal depth for your trailer is right at the kink in the side guide pole, right at about the bend in the guide pole and at the bottom of your pad. That is the proper depth for your trailer when you are launching your boat and loading it back on. This should be the same for both Malibu and Axis. All right, guys, now that we've got the Axis on the water, we're gonna start with the very basics. Turning the battery switch on to both batteries. Once those batteries are on, we can go towards starting the boat. In this new Axis display, we've got a power button at the very bottom. When we power this boat on, the blower turns on for 3 minutes automatically. It will automatically shut off. When I hit the start button down here, I've got a code to key in. Plugged in. Boats. Once I've keyed that in, I can start the boat. This boat will not start if the throttle is not in neutral and your safety lanyard is not plugged in. When you're on the water, one of the first things that I like to do is set up your bimini top. This is very good for storage of boards and ropes and helps give you a little bit of shade when you're on the lake. When you are setting up the Axis bimini top, there's some Velcro around the top on the back side of the tower you're going to want to attach, and then fold the bimini forward. We've got 2 poles that are hidden in here that are going to extend down and reattach to the tower. You have storage up top and underneath. All right, now that we've got the boat rocking and rolling, we're gonna go through the controls on the new Axis dash. Over here, we've got the 7-inch Garmin screen. Left-hand side, we've got a wireless phone charger and the stereo controls below it. On the Axis dash controls, you have 3 main screens to control the functions. We've got a water sports tab, a controls tab to highlight and control your lights, your blower, bilge pump if the boat has a heater, and the 3rd tab, which is your gauges. This is everything from your engine temperature to your fuel levels to the speed you're moving and your depth. Below the 7-inch touchscreen, we have the Axis Sport Dash. This is new for this year and allows you to control some of the water sports features that you can also control on the main screen. Things like filling and draining your ballast, turning your cruise control on and off, putting your wedge up and down to adjust your wave, as well as surfing right or left side. This Sport Dash control is your most commonly used water sports buttons that allow you to keep your eyes on the lake ahead of you instead of on the touchscreen. On the left side below your wireless phone charger, you've got the Axis stereo. This stereo is very basic, but it has all of the essentials for a very enjoyable experience out on the water. This main knob is my volume knob and my select button, which allows me to adjust my zone controls if you want to turn your tower speakers down at night or in the early morning, or if you wanted to turn your interior speakers up and your subwoofer up. That is all controlled on the volume knob here. It will default into the Bluetooth mode, of which you hit menu and connect. And you look at MBB in your Bluetooth settings on your phone. All right, now that we've got all the controls understood, we're gonna set the boat up for surfing. In my top control for water sports, this is where we're filling our ballast and turning on our cruise control. If I hit the fill button on the screen, that's gonna fill all of my ballast tanks. As these ballast tanks are filling, we wanna be stopped or slowly moving. I usually take this as a good opportunity to get away from shore, prepare the rope, and any boards that we're going to use while we're riding. The ballast will take 4 to 5 minutes to fill. On this same screen, I'm turning on my cruise control. I'm selecting which side of the wake that I'm going to ride on. I'm going to select the right side, and I'm going to drop the power wedge to position 3. Adjusting the wedge will adjust the shape of your wake. This is a personal preference, so there is not a right or a wrong. In position 1 at the very bottom, the wake is going to be longer and a little bit more mellow. As I go up to position 3, 4, or 5, the wake is going to get steeper and a little bit shorter. You can adjust all of these components on the fly while your rider is riding. Each rider is going to be a little bit different, and it's a lot of personal preference. All right, we've got the boat set up. Our ballast is filled. Our rider is in the water. As we prepare to pull our rider up for surfing, we want to be very aware of what's going on the lake around us. Making sure that we are far enough away from shore to be respectful, making sure that the other boaters that are on the same lake or same area that we are far enough away so we can enjoy our space and they can enjoy theirs. This is something that you should be very aware of when you're using the boat out on the water. We're going to give you a little shot of speeding up, pretending that the rider is behind us. We're going to surf on the right side, switch it to the left side, and then show you how to turn the boat around after your rider falls. If you are surfing on the left side of the boat, when your rider falls, you want to spin around to the right. All right, when you are done with your water sports and you are complete, Axis does have a go home feature at the bottom of the sport dash. If I hit go home, that's going to drain my ballast, turn off my cruise control, center my surf gates, and bring the wedge back to the stow position. This is what you want to do before you're loading onto the trailer, going back to the dock, or traveling across the lake. One of the most important things for you to confidently drive your boat is to learn how to park your boat properly and safely. This will take practice and time. It's like driving a new car. The more you do it, the more comfortable you get. When we're driving these boats, because of the way the prop spins, we like to pull up on the driver's side. When you put this boat into reverse, it naturally wants to pull you towards the right. That's on the driver's side. As we approach the dock, you want to come at the dock with a 45-degree angle, going into gear and into neutral to help control your speed and your angle towards the dock. This allows you to see where you're going to pull up on your driver's side. And as you approach the dock slowly, going into gear and out of gear, positioning yourself properly and coming at the dock slow. When you are about to reach the dock, this is where you'd want to go into reverse to help adjust the boat and swing the tail to the right. If you always come in at a 45-degree angle, put the boat into reverse and let the tail slide right up against the dock nice and slow. As we prepare to end our day on the lake and we're going to load the boat on the trailer, there are some easy steps to make sure that you are prepared. You want your ballast drained, cruise control off, wedge in the stow position, and your surf gates centered. As you approach the trailer, you want to aim early and aim straight. As long as you can get the nose of the boat through the guide poles on the sides of the trailer, the boat will go on straight. If you have the proper depth of your trailer to the bottom of those guide pole pads, the boat should go on straight every time. This also will take practice, but practice makes perfect. All right, now that we've successfully got the boat out of the water, we need to repeat those steps when we started. We need to put our straps back on to the swim platform brackets, take out our drain plugs, clean the boat, and put the cover on, and we'll be good to go. And that wraps up our tutorial on the new Axis boat. From the entire team at Minnesota Inboard, we truly thank you and welcome to the family. When you're out on the water, please remember, be safe, be respectful, and don't forget the #1 rule: have fun.